Hey everyone, welcome. Shreesha here. Today I'm sharing my first impressions, honest review, and what I feel about the famous viral Maybelline Superstay Lumi-matte foundation. This is how the packaging looks like. You get a pump inside. The cap feels a little plasticky, I must be very honest. I picked the shade 228. This foundation has gone viral, and how? Oh my god, I am super excited to try this foundation. So this says that it is a 30-hour long wearing foundation, which is a matte foundation, but it doesn't dry out your skin. It is as light as air. This is transfer proof as well as waterproof. You get 10 different shades to choose from, and this retails for rupees 899. First things first, always moisturize your face irrespective of the skin type. I am using the Neutrogena Hydra Boost today. This is very good. You will love it irrespective of any skin type. If you can hear any drilling sound, please excuse me. There is some construction going on in our society. On the right side of my face, I will be using my trusty primer, that is the e.l.f. Putty Primer. Taking this very little and applying on the areas where I have some pores. This has to be my absolute favorite primer. I really want to test the foundation with and without the primer. So on the left side, it will be a primer free side. Next, going on, using the foundation. I must say, first impressions, it is quite runny and feels very light on the skin. Look at the way this is just blending. Wow, quite impressed. We'll be using a pack foundation brush to blend this, and this blends into the skin so well. Make sure that you blend the foundation quickly, otherwise it will definitely settle down and will be a little difficult to blend. This just blends into your skin and feels like second skin. And look at the way this sits. I must tell you all, the shade match is bang on. I really love the way this is sitting on my skin. It feels like second skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Wow, I am super impressed. Let's try building on some coverage. Taking very little and applying just to see how well you can layer this. I am applying the foundation under eyes just to check how well it can cover the discoloration. Look at the coverage that this has provided, and it feels so light on the skin even after building up. So I am completely impressed, and as the name suggests, Lumi-matte, it is doing complete justice to the name. It is definitely a Lumi-matte. I just love the way this is looking. On the other side, I'm using a e.l.f. beauty blender to blend. Wow, this is giving more luminous finish. Straight up, I can tell you all that the brush side is giving more coverage than the beauty blender. Beauty blender side, it is looking more like a serum foundation. Here's a side-by-side comparison. One layer of beauty blender. This is a 2-layer of foundation using brush. I just love both the sides. Let me add one more layer using the beauty blender and see how it feels. second layer. This is still looking so nice. Wow, it just looks like a second skin, and look at the glow that this is giving. Wow, I am totally in love with this foundation. I definitely feel that the foundation has oxidized. I feel that this is looking a little darker. I don't know in the camera if it is picking up, but in person it is definitely looking a shade darker, so I would suggest go a shade lighter. This is how the foundation looks. I haven't used any loose powder or compact powder as of now, and yes, it does settle in the fine lines under the eyes and also on the smile lines, which is quite common. The consistency of the foundation is quite runny, hence it will definitely settle down in the fine lines or the laugh lines. Now let's quickly do a cream blush and a contour just to see if the foundation stays in place or there is any displacement. To contour, I will be using the Elegant concealer in the shade Toast and applying it on the outer perimeters of my face. I know that this concealer works very well. Using the beauty blender to blend, as you all can see, it just blends very well, and it is definitely not moving the foundation underneath. It is a good thing. The contour did blend out easily. Let's move on to the blush now. Turkish Delight, this has to be my recent favorite liquid blush. Look at the color. Wow. The foundation is in place, it didn't move. On the other side, I'm using a cream blush. It did take some time to blend the cream blush. I'm sure that it is not the blush because I have used this blush with other foundations as well, and it isn't hard to blend. Only this foundation I felt it was a little hard to blend. Apart from that, it has been some time since the foundation is on, and you can clearly see the smile lines. On left side where I haven't primed my face, I can definitely see the pores, so I would highly recommend you to fill in the pores, that is use a pore filling primer underneath this foundation, otherwise all the textures will be emphasized. Quickly taking off the crease lines and applying a concealer. This is a Morphe concealer. I must tell you, the concealer is blending well. Setting the under eyes using a loose powder. Setting everything using the makeup fixing spray. Adding some highlighter. This is from Swiss Beauty. This is the completed look. I will be definitely trying on this foundation for some more time as I have few videos to film, and I will definitely get back and tell you what are my final thoughts on this foundation. I am back. It is 11 p.m. and I have this foundation since 5 in the evening. I must tell you all that the foundation has come off on the sides of my nose, which usually doesn't happen, and little on the forehead because I was sweating. Apart from that, I must tell you all that it does oxidize a lot, so make sure that you pick a shade lighter so that after oxidization it will look your shade. Right now I look like I am tanned. What I feel about the foundation, what are my final thoughts? I really like the foundation. It is just like a second skin. I wish it wouldn't oxidize this much. I shall be picking a shade that is lighter than my skin tone so that it would match my skin tone. Apart from that, I also do know that settling and the fine lines is quite common. Make sure that you just remove that, set it with the loose powder or compact powder, then it is really good to go. Overall, I like this foundation. Do I love it as much as I did as soon as I applied on my face? Maybe not so. I will highly recommend a pore filling primer underneath so that it will cover all the pores, any textures underneath. Otherwise, this foundation will definitely emphasize the texture. If you guys have tried this foundation, do let me know what are your thoughts in the comments. That's it for this video. Remember to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and also hit the notification bell for further updates.